How you doing, YouTube? Matt, Massive Beer Reviews, back with yet another review and a confession. Actually, this is weird. Weird. I'm gonna be reviewing Corsendonk Christmas Ale. Why is it weird? Because I've reviewed this beer a billion times. You know, I have these glasses, these Corsendonk Christmas Ale glasses I've had for so long. So long, if you look, the gold is wearing off of the glass itself because I've just used them for so long. This is a seminal Christmas beer for me. I love it to no end. I like the little smaller bottle with the foil tops. I think they're better. Anyway, so I leave work today and I stop by this little 6-pack joint and they have randoms every now and then. And I was like, And I was like, you know what? I go into there's this little tiny section. It's 3 racks of 12 beers in a rack. So it's 36 beers of singles. And I'm like, let me see what they got as singles. See if they have some kind of crazy huge beer and I want a single. It's oh, Corsendonk Christmas Ale. I was like, I haven't had that in I think I might have had one this past Christmas, but I might have skipped it. I'm like, I'm in the mood for Corsendonk. I'm in the mood. I don't need to review it. I reviewed it 1,000 times before. Then I look in the back. 2016 version for $3 American. So this is not the super 9-ounce bottle. This is the 11-ounce bottle. It is best by January, from March, April, May, June, July, August, September of 5th, 2019. If I'm going by the European dating. And I'm guessing they're giving 3 years on this. So this is a 2016 bottle. Let's do it. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to review it. I don't care if I've reviewed it a million times before. I have never reviewed a Corsendonk beer on my channel. That's the confession. That's almost to the point where I didn't want to say it. Because that's weird. If you go watch my old reviews, it's old guard stuff, man. It's all the oldies. The best of the oldies. The sweating of the oldies. And I really do like Corsendonk across the board, to the Big Patter, to, the whole nine. I just like their beers. I grew up drinking Belgian beers when I started to get into beer. So it's always been omnipresent for me. Like I said, the little tiny, pony bottle foil top Corsendonk Christmases are one of my favorite beers of all time. So to actually not review this beer, but any Corsendonk beer, I was blown away. Blown away. I don't even understand how it's possible that I have not reviewed a Corsendonk beer before. That thing hissed like a maniac. 2016, 5 years old, Christmas ale. I'm not even reading the label off yet. I'm already talking about it. So let's throw that up there for you guys to look at. And then we'll talk about it. So it's a dark ale, 8.5%, re-fermented in a bottle, and that's all they give you on here, honestly. Yeah. Label-wise, I'm not going to sit here and say I love Corsendonk's labels. It's a decent Merc ring. There's actually not a big, murky ring on this sucker. That's kind of disappointing. I'm not going to sit here and say I love this label design, but it is kind of exactly what I think of when I think of, Belgian Christmas beers. So I guess that kind of makes sense. As far as a Belgian dark ale, as far as a Belgian Christmas ale, it looks pretty much spot on. Exactly what you'd want from one of those beers. You're talking about that khaki colored, kind of not going anywhere, kind of head floating in there, and that little kind of dookie doo-doo water kind of brown body to it. It is all the parts of exactly what you'd expect from a beer, from a Christmas beer, from a Belgian dark. It's not super Belgian dark, though. It's kind of quaddy in color. It's good nose. I mean, this smells awesome. It has this rich, slightly oxidized, not overly oxidized, slightly oxidized kind of rich, bready fruit. Almost like a fruitcake. Now, fruitcakes suck to eat. They kind of smell pretty good, and they smell even better when you reference them in beer. So it's kind of that dark fruit you'd associate with a Belgian quad, but you're bringing a little bit more richness to it. Not really a spicy thing. A lot of Belgian Christmas ales tend to have a little bit of spice in it, whether it be coriander or anise or something like that. I'm not really getting that here. There is something there, though. There's almost like a cookie dough kind of brown sugar thing. There's something else to it. So it's bringing me probably a little bit more richer, a little bit more in depth to the way this comes off than what I typically remember. Remember there being a little bit And I say this, and this is just me. How do I say this? This is conspiracy theory, Matt. Massive conspiracy theories going on. So I am a firm believer that the 9-ounce pony bottle with the foil is a completely different Christmas beer than this one and the 750 and the whole 9. And because I don't get this, like, there's almost like a minerality or a salinity or something like that in the other ones that I typically don't get in the smaller ones. That's my own personal little conspiracy theory when it comes to Corsendonk Christmas Ale. But I'm not getting it in this one, so maybe it's just me just telling lies to myself. Yeah, there might be actually a little bit of diacetyl in this, but it adds a buttery component to it that I think kind of works with this bready thing. It smells rich. It smells desserty in a very adulty way. Just diving in. Cheers. That's tasty. That's very tasty. It does taste like there's a spice in this. You know, something along the lines of I want to say coriander, but I think for some reason I'm just missing the spice I want to talk about. It's not nutmeg, but it's like, it's not spicy beer. I feel like there's a little bit of spiciness to this, which would make sense in a Belgian style kind of Christmas ale. There's a nice kind of like, it's not blackstrap molasses, but it's not nearly as sweet to be anything else. So it's kind of like, that's why I'm going with the spiciness, is that there's something to it that's a sweetened kind of confectionery thing, but it's not super sweet, so you can't really call it confectionery. I mean, there's a breadiness to this. I mean, it's pretty much bread pudding. That's probably what I should classify it as more than anything else, especially the way it is sitting now 6 years later. Bread pudding vibes. Yeasty bread pudding vibes, a little oxidation, a little bit of spiciness. What is that goddamn spiciness? Oh, man, I know it, too. I know it so much. I just can't think of it. It's not nutmeg, for sure. It's not coriander. I don't know. It's going to drive me insane. I don't want to fixate on it. But it's got the soft powdery. Let's go like that, because I can't think of it. I'm thinking powdery, kind of spiciness. And this bready, oxidized, slightly brown sugar, but undersweetened. Just delicious beer. This is a really well aged version of this. Like I said, there's oxidation in this, but with the hiss that came off of this bottle and how it tastes, I think most of the oxidation is from the negative oxygen that was in the bottle. Not something that's been seeping in the bottle over years. I like this quite a bit. I can't believe I've never reviewed a Corsendonk beer. Is that even possible? Like, that's the thing. I think YouTube's lying. Like, because I'm going by what my search says. I searched my own channel, like, inside of, not what you guys see, but inside my channel where you can search all my videos. Nothing. And I searched Massive Beer Review. Corsendonk. Nothing. I don't know how that's possible. Yeah. Serves me right. Anyway. It's delicious. Listen, this has always been one of my favorite Christmas beers for a couple of reasons. I have a little bit of romanticism with it because, let's put it this way. I like Corsendonk Christmas Ale. I've had it before. What year is this sucker? Did I even tell you on it what year it is? Yeah. I mean, I've been, okay, 8.5%. Best. This one's best before 2010, so you're talking about this is a 2007 bottle of it, but I've always been a huge fan of Corsendonk Christmas Ale. It's just been one of those beers that's kind of the Christmas beer for me, because I don't think it gets too aggressive in a lot of the spices, even though this one comes off a little bit spicier than what I remember, and I think this thing might have lost a little bit on its fastball. I think if it was a little bit sweeter, maybe a touch of sharpness, it might come off a little bit more I don't know, better. But I love me aged Belgian beers, even the ones that are past their best by date. And this one's pretty damn fucking tasty. I think it's fantastic. And I'm glad I found it. Let's talk about it. Is this one of the better age beers? Because we're going to go there. I don't think it's fair to say Belgian Darks, Belgian Quads, whatever. So one of the better age beers I've had as of late, yes. Mount Rushmore status? No. But I'm really glad I found it. Value and availability. I pulled this off a shelf at a podunk little gas station place in northeastern Pennsylvania for the grand total of $3 even American. It's like not even funny. I was like there was no price on it. And they pulled it out of the cooler, and I bought a 6-pack of beer that was $15 or $14.99 to make the story correct. And this didn't have a date on it. I was like, or a price on it. I was like, okay, I'll just get it, and then if the price is offensive, I'll say something. And there was 2 more in the cooler, and the guy goes, so I know $14.99 is my number, and he goes $17.99, and I just went, can I just ring the rest? I wanted to ring the rest of them up, like in the second, but I know nobody's going to buy this beer. Nobody's going to do it. So what I'll do is I'll sandbag this thing. I'll wait a couple days and I'll go back and be like, yeah, how much are these? Can I have these all? Unless the person screwed up the pricing. And leave you with, if you like what we like this. If you like aged beer, if you like Belgian beer, if you like aged Belgian beer, if you like Christmas, if you like Corsendonk. If you like me thinking I've reviewed this before and haven't, and if you like aged beer, you'll like this. So there you go. Review in the books. Let me know if you've had this aged, 6 years or so old, or if you've had this vintage relatively soonish. Ish. It'd be cool to have that conversation. So, yeah. If you want to check me out doing the social media stuff, Massive Beers, podcasting stuff, Beer Massif. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a little bit of Corsendonk, a little bit of summertime Christmas. Hopefully see you next time. Cheers.